Y'all like that so far? Yeah. Yeah, all right. That's what I like to hear. You guys are so far away. Come closer. Everybody, come pull up the chairs and everything. Come on closer. I feel like a caged animal up here, you know? Everybody's so far away, you know? Come and gather around. I know I'm doing some crazy stuff with my hands. Make sure you can get a good view, you know? All right, sweet. Anyways, I want to say thank you to the people at MDY here for coming and bringing me down here. This is a great time, right? Even though it's pouring rain, you see it's flooding around everywhere. The sound equipment might start breaking at some point. We're still partying out, having a good time, right? Yeah. All right, I want to tell you guys a quick little story about myself. So forgive me if you've heard this one before. I know some of you guys have, but I want to take a little flashback to when I was 16 years old, right? 16 years old, I was a sophomore in high school, living it up, having the time of my life, right? Sign fell over. Thanks, Jonah. And anyways, I went out, I was hanging out with this girl that I was interested in at the time. It was just hanging out with me and her dad. We're having a great time, the three of us. We went out to a place called Sky Zone, big trampoline park. And I was like, man, you know what? Like, I'm gonna have the best time here. I'm gonna go on that trampoline and I'm gonna do a backflip. And I'm gonna blow everybody away. It's gonna be awesome. Look at these little kids doing backflips, jumping up and down and everything, right? And anyways, I go, I'm like, I get ready, I get hyped, right? Get hyped, get ready, I go, I jump up in the air, I start to lean back. I fail miserably. Horrible, I land on my neck, fold in half, the whole thing, can't move, it's a really horrible experience, right? I ended up breaking my back from that when I was 16 years old, right? Yeah, tough injury. So anyways, at this last semester at school, I study up at Berklee College of Music up in Boston. Great spot. It's like Hogwarts up there. I love it. One of my guitar teachers exclusively calls it Hogwarts, actually. Like that. Anyways, yeah, so I'm having a lot of kind of pain and trouble from my back injury, right? And so one day, it's really tough. So instead of sitting with my guitar normally in my lap, like this, right? The way that you normally play guitar, I decided to take it and lay it flat like this. And this is a new style and a new genre that I've been working on. I call it slappy, tappy, lappy guitar playing. Yeah, there you go. There you go. Good jokes, right? Yeah. All right, anyways, here's a song that I wrote in this style. This one's called Pivot. y'all ever seen anybody play guitar like that before? No, that's what I like. I like that stuff. I like that rare stuff. I'm not the first person to ever play like this though. There's actually a couple. I thought I was. I discovered this independently. I kind of stumbled upon it. Turns out there's actually a number of people who have done this stuff before. But nobody has written that song before. So we're doing something here. Cool. All right. Anyways, I think so one thing about the weather, when it gets really cold out like this, it kind of messes with the tuning of the guitar, because the cold kind of bends the wood a little bit, you know, and pulls everything out of tune. And so I'm gonna have to tune quite a lot throughout this. This one's my favorite. I play it every day. It's the tuning song. Cool. All right, so this kind of style of guitar that I play is pretty, it's something, right? It's kind of a lot of moving parts going on at once. You see that? So I want to kind of break it down a little bit for you guys. There's kind of a couple different ways that this originated, right? And one of which was with a couple of great guitarists named like Chet Atkins and Merle Travis and some of these great people, where they basically had the idea where they wanted to take an acoustic guitar and make it sound like more than one instrument at a time, right? So, for example, like what they did, they became really famous because they would have like a bass line, you know, really these like really honky-tonk kind of things, you know, and they'd take that kind of bass line played with a thumb and then combine it with a melody played with the fingers on the right hand, right? So that way it's almost kind of like a left hand, right hand on the piano, except both parts have to play both parts. So anyways, when you combine it, it sounds like this, right? Yeah. So this kind of style is called like Travis picking, and then from there some people started adding in percussion and some of this other stuff. So, you know, I'm not the first person to ever do this kind of stuff, but I just love working on it and writing and making new stuff. Anyways, I'm gonna play for you guys one of my favorite tunes of all time. This one's called Blue Smoke. This one's really fast. It's in that kind of Merle Travis style, right? There you go. It's like this. stuff here. Let's take it down. Let's take it down a little bit. Yeah, this next one's going to be a tune called "It's Never Too Late" by one of my heroes of the guitar, Tony Emanuel. He's a legend. You know, he's one of the best ever. So, anyways, this song is really cool because when I was in my second semester at Berkeley, I just started learning this kind of style of guitar. And at the beginning of my second semester, I thought that this song would have been totally impossible for me to play. And then by the end of the second semester, I had it all under my fingers and down and was able to play it. So, kind of a fitting name. It's never too late. You know, like it's never too late to kind of learn and stretch yourself and do new things. So, this one's really beautiful. Hope you all like it. Kind of fitting for the rain, right? What a stretch on that one. You see that? Yeah. Song always feels kind of blue to me. Don't you guys agree? I think it's a blue kind of song. Very fitting for the rain, you know? Feels like nice, quiet, little, like, wet evening, you know? Very fitting. All right, let's see. I think I'll do one next that's kind of like a classical piece. This is my Nana. My Nana is right here. It's her favorite piece. Yeah, I got a special request to play this one. So if you've ever been married or gone to a wedding or whatever, you know, this is something that you might recognize. Just tune up, make sure we're all good. All right, this one's called Pachelbel's Canon. Hope you all like it. All right, so this one's for Nana. All right, yeah.
That I'm playing on my first ever tour that I've gone on as a professional musician. Yeah. It's closing night you guys have made it in for, right? Last night on my first ever tour. Maybe my first night on my last ever tour. I don't know. Who knows? Well, no, it's been a blast. For the last little while, I've been playing shows all around Cape Cod and teaching master classes and saying hi to people. And yesterday, the people at MBY took me down to the vineyard and interviewed me on the radio. Thank you again. You guys are amazing over there. Thank you for everything you do. Yeah, so anyways, right? Thumbs up, yeah. So thumbs up, yeah. So anyways, I mentioned I'm at Berkeley. I have 3 years down, I have 1 more to go. 1 more year at Berkeley. Thank you guys. It's gonna be great. It's gonna be a great time. I can't wait for the semester to start out. The first weekend, I'm gonna shave my head. I'm going monk mode. Not even kidding. This is real. This September 5th. There's a date set in stone already. I'm doing it with a bunch of my friends. We're all shaving our heads and going monk mode. It's gonna be delicious. You know? So, my friend Jonah here is doing it with us. He's got it already. I asked him to give a speech.
I'm still writing it.
He's still writing it. Okay. Yeah, but it's going to be a great time. But yeah, no, I've loved my time at Berkeley. It's been amazing up there. It's a great school. Like I said, it's like Hogwarts, you know. It's an amazing place. So, anyways, I think I'll play you one piece that's one of my favorites. It's by one of my favorite musicians of all time. If you've heard this story, don't spoil it. But this next song was by a musician who's like one of those real like child prodigies, right? Really tragic kind of story, you know, like gambler and a drinker and died really young. Really awful kind of life he lived, to be honest. You know, but also kind of glorious at the same time. You know, it often happens with these kind of super famous, you know, types like Kurt Cobain or Jimi Hendrix or Amy Winehouse or, you know, all these people. They do these amazing things, they're geniuses, and then kind of crack under the pressure and you know, are left from us very tragically young. So this next musician is a lot like that, but he is one of my favorites. You know, he makes some amazing music. Some of you guys might know him. He's a little bit underground, but his name is Wolfgang Amadeus Mozart. Right? Yeah. All right, this one it is. All right, here we go. You all right? Yeah. My mom did not like that joke. She's right over there. On the car ride home, she was like, "Don't say that again." Sorry, Mom. She was like, I played a show at a church the next night. She was like, "Don't say that at the church." She's like, "Don't do that at the church. I'll never be able to walk away." Whatever. Anyways, this is not church. We're not at church anymore. Oh man, alright, anyways. Whew, good, alright. I have a little gadget in my guitar case I need to grab real quick. Give me 1 second. We don't play anything easy because I'm not a pussy. No. Alright. Anyways. So one thing I want to mention for you guys is that the great people here at MVY, they have a little table in the back there. It's really cool. Lots of little MVY gadgets you can pick up. So definitely do that. They have some cool designs there. I also have some things there. Woo! Yay! The first time ever I've had merchandise that I've been selling on this tour. So, anyways, right back there, I have a lot of stickers. Any sort of tip that you give me, any sort of cash tip or a Venmo or whatever, all those things. Any sort of tip, you can take a sticker with you if you'd like. And so there's a little tip jar, so go ahead and hit that up, fill it up. And then I also have t-shirts for sale. The t-shirts are great. They're $25 each. I have 25 of them left, which is pretty cool, right? I started with 50, now I have 25. So I want to see you guys bleed me dry. Say, buy as many t-shirts as you can. You stock up for the winter or something, when it's a little bit chillier than this. Anyways, the design's really cool. It's this tattoo I have on my chest. It's my first ever tattoo. If you heard me on the radio, you heard the story about how I got that. And kind of like the joke that I made, my mom was not very happy. I was 17 years old, traveled abroad, visited my cousins in the Netherlands, got a huge tattoo. My mom was like, you can tell the artist that you don't want to do it, right? You can still say no. At that point, I had like needles in me already. Anyways, yeah. So go ahead and buy my t-shirts, and just come and hang out. Say hi. I know this is a good show that's going on and everything. I think, right? It's a good show. Yeah. Are we sure? Are we sure? We're sure. Yeah. All right. That's what I like to hear. All right, I'm gonna do a couple of little classic rock songs for you guys. You guys like some classic rock stuff? Any fans of the movie Rocky? Yeah. All right. Watching Sylvester Stallone get his ass beat. Who doesn't love that? All right. Anyways, moving on. So I'm gonna play you guys "Eye of the Tiger." This is one of my favorite songs. And it's also a really good chance, I tried to explain some of that style that I had before a little bit with some of the bouncing thumb stuff I was talking about, but this one's also really cool to explain that, right? So you can basically this style of acoustic guitar that I play, you kind of want to think of it as like building up a band and having a band, in your two hands, right? So I'd like to introduce you to my band, right? So this is my bass player, this is my thumb. You can do this all day, right? So this is my bass player right here, right? You can do more interesting things like this. Check it out. Right? Some interesting stuff. Ooh, bass player sucks. You guys heard that one now? Yeah. All right, I'm introducing you to my drummer. Right, so now we've got two people in the band. Right, I got a melody guy, or a chord guy rather. Check this out. Every band needs a good melody, a good singer. So I'm going to bring in my singer, which is not me singing. Sorry, guys. Right? I'll bring up another singer later. We'll see that. Foreshadowing. All right, here it is.
my band. Let's go. Let's hear it for the whole band. All right. Yeah, let's do another one. Let's do it. You guys know this one? All right. This one's a little AC/DC for you guys. All right. Similarly, I have a band here. I'll play with my left hand. Guitar player starts this one, right? Turn them down. We don't want to hear that guitar player. Or do we? All right, anyways. Keep on going. What we do is we take our other hand, and go like rock and roll, baby! What we can also do, check this out. We can tap with our right hand a vocal melody. So if you guys know the song, you know there's one more part where everybody shouts, thunder! Right? Yeah. Thunder! Yeah. Thunder! This part's called the breakdown, right? So I'm assuming everybody here has hands, right? I think most of us were born with them. I want you to take them, put them together, just like this, all right? Yeah! Every beat. Keep going. How's that?
I want to do something really special right now. I want to bring up one of my great friends and partners in crime, Mr. Jonah Mashpee, everybody! Yeah! This is my boy right here. This is my boy.
How's it going, guys?
Cool. Hi, Jonah is a friend of mine from middle school, if you can believe that. And then we went to different schools for a little bit. Then Jonah traveled around the world, slept in some tents.
Yeah.
It was intense. Yeah.
It was intense.
And then I dragged him up to Berkeley with me. So he's just finished up his first year at Berkeley.
I would not be at that school if it was not for this man. He showed me the way.
That's what I like to hear. All right, then I'll give you your $20 later. Why don't you tell them what we're going to do here?
Oh man, so Tyler and I for a while have been creating music together in a very unique way. And how this started was in car jams. So we would hop in Tyler's little sedan.